Specific cat subreddits explain. Standard issue cat largely is made to celebrate our brown tabbies. There's even an example of one as the profile picture. However, there's a slight variety of them that are accepted on this page, such as mine here, who's part Maine Coon. The very large ones, the small, as well as tabby tuxedo cats. But the page is mainly filled with these pretty normal looking tabbies that you see mainly anywhere. I think it's the most common cat pattern because it's just really effective at blending in the woods. And here's my mom's two standard issue cats as well. Tuxedo cats is where you post your cats that look like they're wearing a suit. So if it looks like these guys, or even a tabby tuxedo, this subreddit showcases all the different types of tuxedo cats that there are. Another word for a tuxedo cat is a G4 or G5 piebald cat, and they simply have a lack of pigment on their undersides. But it can really vary from cat to cat exactly what that looks like. This one is truly a man, and this one's a baby. Wow. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite subreddits for cats because of it's both very specific, but there's also a wide variety. And here's our little tuxedo cat. Void cats, not to be confused with black cats, is where you would post your cats that are basically indistinguishable in shape, form a blob or a void. So here's some of my favorite examples. This is their top post of all time. This one I feel like I've seen in a meme where it's actually edited into a black hole. And a lot of these, it's kind of he's just standing there menacingly. But my favorites are definitely where they look like a weird entity. I think these kind of photos specifically best encapsulate the void idea. And my favorite post of all time on here is definitely this. One orange brain cell is dedicated to orange cats or orange tabbies at their most derpy looking. And here are some of the top posts from the subreddit. Some of which you might even recognize as the origin of different meme formats because these guys are pretty iconic in how they pose. But there's probably tens of thousands of photos of these orange cats in this subreddit, but if I remember correctly, their orange fur is actually created from the same pigment as the one that people with red hair have. But they definitely have a reputation for being kind of stupid, so let me know in the comments if your cat kind of fits this stereotype or if it's a smart one. Catloaf is dedicated to cats sitting in the classic bread-like loaf position, and this subreddit showcases quite a variety. Big cats are included as well. Here's a standard issue loaf, an underneath angle, tuxedo loaf in hand, calico loaf, and this one's doing a blep, which is another specific subreddit I'll explain in a future video. And Danglers is for cats that are dangling their arms and legs off of stuff, and while there can be different types of this, such as with the bottom legs, most of the cat pictures in this subreddit are the cats sitting pretty much like this. This is kind of a chungus. I remember there was a meme way back in the day of a cat sitting like this on a staircase. This one looks kind of like my cat, so these are some that I've posted on there of him. He's definitely got the one arm, the two arm, and whatever this is. A blep is when a cat sticks their tongue out just a little bit and then sits there like that. The description of the subreddit emphasizes that a blep is not a lick, it's kind of its own thing. And your post will get removed if you post something that's not this. But I love the variety of cats and their absolutely silly little faces with the blep going. The close-ups really make for good photos as well. This is my cat, this would not qualify. They're only looking for this. Mlem is basically the counterpart to blep, where cats and other animals are shown sticking their tongue out in this way, where it's basically going upward in the middle of a lick. From this diagram, you can see also that dogs are accepted in this subreddit, but the difference between a blep and a mlem. So hopefully that's more clear to you now. But back to the cats, we've got this standard issue. Combos will certainly get additional likes on here, as well as cats that just have distinct looks to them. This one looks like it scratched the heck out of this person. And I just love the different scenarios that the cats are in. So here's some of my cats. One mid-action here, Angie being a little more casual. And then this one I took at the Cincinnati Zoo of a lioness doing a mlem. Peanut Whiskers is for cats with these very defined cheeks and whiskers that look like a peanut. Here's another example that they have in their official FAQ. And a lot of times these are orange cats because obviously it just looks like a peanut. And you'll also see long-haired cats as well because they just have kind of defined cheeks. But there is honestly a really big variety of cats, including tabbies and others. Just the main criteria is just the defined cheeks, you know?
So it really doesn't have to be an orange cat as long as, the peanut is very clear. Like, you see what I'm saying? This is a standard issue, but, like, not every cat really has this quality. It's a certain look. And then, like, the color differences on the cheeks obviously, like, emphasize it as well. And then here's one I posted of my cat.
Tabbyco is dedicated to cats that are tricolored, much like a calico, except in the field that would be black or gray, they actually have a tabby pattern, which is like the brown striped pattern. But I've never had one of these cats. They're really incredibly cute, so I can see the appeal. It is like a mashup of different colorations of cats. This one's got like super unique white banding there, like that's not a normal piebald pattern, really. And this is Bingo, who was also featured in Peanut Whiskers, truly an icon. This one's kind of more tabby colored. It looks like it has tabby in both the orange and the other field, while this one's mostly white, on the back at least. I think these guys are really cute and really interesting because they look like patchwork cats. Scrungy cats might be the best of them, with very specific rules stating that a scrunge is a cat with a grimacing or straining expression, squinted eyes, and a partially open mouth with visible teeth. This given as an example of minimum scrunge, and this as an example of maximum scrunge. This chart here kind of lays out all of those rules in picture form for you. So now that we're clear, let's get scrunging. A lot of these are orange cats for some reason, and I believe, frankly, you're going to get this photo catching a cat right between a yawn or between other faces, or maybe when it smells something weird. Some of them seem to just make this face out of like excitement or something, but I've never seen that happen. But it's really amazing how many of these photos there are, like, they are pretty funny. These are the only ones I've gotten of my cat. This one he was mid-yawn, and then this one he was like sleeping basically, so...